Hello and welcome to Cutting Down the Nets. We have the land of opportunity today. There are so many games that the model has identified as viable. This is going to come down to your appetite for risk because there are a lot of risk on some of these games. Should be fun. We'll kind of talk through it. But first, let's get to where we ended yesterday, including a mini rant from me. We went 3-2. The final result last night was Vanderbilt +8. Vanderbilt had that thing down to 3 with 3 minutes to go, and it was right on the number in the final minute. Ultimately didn't get there. Here's the problem. About 20 minutes before tip, there is a tweet that Scottie Pippen Jr. is not playing. This was a surprise. He was not expected to miss. He had some sort of hip flexor. He's not only their best player, he's one of the better players in the SEC. And there's just nothing you can do when that news comes and you've already got a +8 locked in. You ride it out. So the result being what the result was without Pippen feels like good process to me. But this college injury reporting has taken its toll on me, man. I play college DFS, so not just the teams playing, but the players who play is very important. And I just can't comprehend a world where like Sharif Cooper, like literally the best player in the SEC, out of nowhere is in a walking boot, on crutches, in street clothes, and I'm hearing about it for the first freaking time from a reporter who walked into the arena and said, hey, it looks like Sharif Cooper is not dressed and he's on crutches. Like, it's not like this guy got hurt in warm-ups, went and showered, and then, put on some jeans. Like, it's just unbelievable that we don't have any info on this crap until, 20 minutes before tip. It's just infuriating. Like, I don't know if it's COVID related, crappy reporting, whatever, but so many times it's been like reporters showing up at arena and then spotting that someone's missing and not having that information, I don't know, 4 hours earlier, 48 hours earlier. It just cue the really grinds my gears Peter Griffin gif. Okay, I'm done with that rant. I'm just pissed about this. I've dealt with it all year, and it has affected me financially. I'm getting frustrated. If you play NFL DFS, all that injury reporting is awesome. You have injury reports. You've got Schefter's overnight bombs. It's so easy, and this is just infuriating. It's very frustrating. All right, so we did not go 4-1. We went 3-2, which is what happens when Scottie Pippen Jr. has a hip flexor. Okay, so overall, we're at 46.4%. We have a ways to go yet, but it feels like we have turned the corner here. All right, so let's get to it. There are so many games that have a discrepancy, and I could poke holes in every single one. So let's see what we end up with. Here's the list of all the games that my model had at least 3 points different than the Vegas line. Now, let's talk risk. Ohio, first on the list. Did not have Preston or Wilson last game. Don't know the status of those players. So, kind of tricky. But when the discrepancy is 8 points, I don't know, man. Like, it feels like enough, even if those guys missed. Those guys missed last game, and they throttled Akron. So, I don't know. Like, not too bad. Moorhead, we've got a big conference number. Utah, UCLA seems to be rounding out into form. Portland and San Diego. San Diego hasn't played many games. BYU and San Francisco. BYU's good, but San Francisco's a good team too. So that's a lot of points. I mean, 14.4 versus -10. It's just, these are good teams. This is tough. Detroit, Robert Morris. Detroit and Robert Morris are literally playing for the third consecutive time. Not just third game in a season, but like they ended the season playing each other and now play each other as the Horizon Conference tournament starts today, which is kind of exciting. So there's risks there. Montana and Idaho State, man, those teams are both bad. I don't know how Montana got so bad so quick this year, but there's one. UIC against Youngstown State, more Horizon action. That one I'm more open to. It is the third time these teams have played, but I'm open to it. Arc Pine Bluff, bad team. Texas Southern, average team, a lot of points. Buffalo is a very inconsistent team. You can see what they do when they're really good, and you can see what they do when they're not. Almost like Nate Oates' old school, Buffalo, because that's kind of what Alabama does to drive me nuts. We have the marquee non-con matchup. Houston having the Stones to take on Western Kentucky. Love it. Love the move. It's a lot of points, but Western Kentucky coming off a pause. Man, I can't imagine something worse than coming off a long break and then just like getting Houston. Not good. Ohio State, Michigan State, that one's all right. Eastern Illinois, those are bad teams. Milwaukee, Ooey Pooey. Eastern Kentucky, Belmont, Road Belmont. Who knows? So there you have it. A lot of options out on the table. All depends on your risk factor. Again, data says these are good plays. It just depends if you're getting tired of betting on bad teams. Maybe you don't like road games. Maybe you don't like the third time an opponent's playing. Maybe you don't like a random non-con in the middle of the season when one team hasn't played forever. What do you do? So I'll tell you the 4 I picked out of this, and I was close to like 8 or 9. I'm trying to show some restraint and be a little more conservative. Remaining games today, there you have it. I don't see much in these games. I probably won't have bets on any of these games. Iowa, Michigan had right around the number. I just don't know how Iowa is going to keep Michigan from scoring points. Like, will we get a stop is a valid question. Like a stop during the game. Will we get a possession where Michigan does not score? Now, Iowa can score too. Should be fun. But will there be a possession where Michigan doesn't score on that possession? I don't know. Game number 1. I don't care who's playing. It's enough points. Like, I don't know. 8 points for those two guys. Yeah, they're their best 2 players. Maybe they'll play. I don't know. You're not going to find out with college injury reporting. EMU's bad, and Ohio looked fine without those guys last game. So I'll bite. I'll go for it. I'll lay a big number. Don't care. Bobcats. Let's go. Next up, Morehead State at home against Tennessee State. Again, some risk involved with this game being a larger number in a conference game, but I've got enough difference there that I'll bite on that one as well. So sign me up for Kenneth Fareed and Morehead State. Game number 3, back to the Utes. The Utes is one of those teams that, I'm trying to think of the right way to describe this. They lose well. Penn State's kind of another one. Like, their analytics stay strong as they become a 500 team, below 500 team. So I think it's a trap for UCLA bettors. That's my personal opinion. I've got Utah winning this game. And Utah is just analytically better than most people think. Now, UCLA seems to be coming into their own a little bit, but they are nowhere close to where they were early in the season, and I don't see strong signs of that flipping like quickly. Now, by NCAA tournament time, could be a team that has strengthened that profile my model uses. Last game of the day. I think Narrative Street is going to the Spartans here, and Narrative Street is going to get pummeled. I could be wrong, as I have been many times. But we have buzz around Michigan State being a tournament team. Have they looked better? Absolutely. Are they a good team? Probably not. I mean, they're not awful, but they're not that strong. And then Ohio State loses one shootout in a game that they played pretty well. They struggled to get some stops, but their offense looked strong. So I think people are going to be baited into Michigan State here. And maybe I'm the fish biting the hook for taking the Buckeyes, but we ride on as we continue to ride Ohio State. Look at those efficiency margins and the difference between these teams. I'm in. Those are the four I'm picking. I showed tremendous restraint to not pick 10 today. May end up with some small plays if we have line movement on some of the other games. So thanks for stopping by. Hope we cash these four college basketball bets today, and we'll see you tomorrow.